Hey, what's good, you guys? It's your boy TTP, back with another video for you guys. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell so you can get your notifications, and don't forget to like the video. You know, tell them algorithms that you're enjoying this content. Now, boy oh boy, we gotta talk about this Astroworld thing. Now, y'all know me, I go deep when it comes to these topics. When I make these documentaries, y'all know I go deep. And I'm not about to be nice to Travis Scott, because in this documentary, I'm gonna show you that he knew exactly what was going on. This was a ritualistic, satanic event. God was not anywhere present at that event whatsoever. And unfortunately, there are some young people that lost their lives. There was a lot of symbolism surrounding this festival. There was a lot of, spiritual wickedness going on at this festival. And unfortunately, when you dance with demons, bad things are going to happen. And I'm not pulling any punches. I'm not holding anything back. I'm about to expose this to the core. But people like Travis Scott, these rappers, everything that I've been telling y'all since I started this channel, stop supporting these rappers. They don't give a damn about you. People are being trampled. People are passing out. People are ending up dead. And this dude is still performing. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's dig into this. First, let's take a look at the news clip describing what happened, and then I will go on further to explain the symbolism. Some of the things I'm going to be showing you guys in this video are very, very disturbing to look at. But we need to expose all of this. So viewer discretion is advised. Let's jump in.
Houston and Harris County officials held a news conference about this mass casualty event this afternoon. We brought it to you live here on KPRC2.
Mayor Turner and Judge Hidalgo among those who spoke. KPRC2's Bill Barajas live near NRG Park to begin our team coverage. Bill?
Well, a lot of new information and some disturbing new details involving a security guard that may have been drugged using a syringe. All of that coming from a press conference that was held in the parking lot of the Wyndham, which is just across NRG. I heard you guys mention hospitalizations. They were updating us today, authorities, where they tell us 25 people were taken to the hospital, including those 8 victims that died. 13 remain there tonight. What was supposed to be a night to remember quickly turned tragic. The loud music and big crowds gave way to panic, flashing lights, hospitalizations, and 8 deaths. City officials saying the victims range in age from 14 to 27.
6 of the 8 family members have been notified, and we know that at least 1 is outside of Houston-Harris County, reside outside of Houston-Harris County.
Their cause of death unknown at this time. Authorities saying they are looking into questions about crowd surge, concert goers being trampled, and possible criminal activity involving drugs.
I will tell you, one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan.
Fire Chief Sam Peña added that several doses of Narcan were used last night. Narcan is commonly used to treat a drug overdose in an emergency situation. The reports of victims coming in around 9:30. The event, according to authorities, was canceled and cleared by 10:10.
From the time that the mass casualty incident was declared to the first unit on scene was 2 minutes when we began to make patient contact. That is an incredible response.
And we want to give you new information as well regarding security. As you well know, about 50,000 people were in attendance taking in Astroworld. HPD tells us they had about 528 officers here, and 755 were private security officers provided by Astroworld, the venue, and Live Nation. Now, we are told that Live Nation and Travis Scott are cooperating with this investigation. Authorities will now wait for the autopsy results of those 8 people that died here to determine their exact cause of death. Live near NRG, Bill Barajas, KPRC2 News.
All right, so let's discuss this. Now, First of all, I think it's very important for us to mention that there were over 50,000 people at this festival, okay? And this took place in Houston, Texas, at the NRG Park Stadium. Now, keep in mind that when you look at this image, there were not supposed to be this many people at this event. But thanks to Travis Scott, he, as I've mentioned before, is to blame for a lot of the happenings at this place, okay? Because he's the one who incited people to break in, to sneak in, and to riot. And we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But looking at this image, you can clearly see that these people are packed like sardines in a can. And we're living in a so-called pandemic. I gotta watch what I say because of these algorithms and things like that. Nobody's wearing a mask, nobody's social distancing, and if there were to be any type of emergency, which is one that did occur at this event, things can get really, really bad. But this is also on the fault of the actual people who held the event, which is, I believe, Live Nation is the company that helped put this event together. Obviously, they didn't put a lot of money into security measures, such as crowd control, such as more security. And I'm also going to show you some videos of how inept the security was. You know, these companies and these artists, they care more about money than they do protecting the people that actually pay to come to these events, and that's the problem. People choose profit over safety. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some of the footage that took place that night. And honestly, as I've mentioned before, some of it is very hard to watch. It's very disturbing. As I've mentioned before, viewer discretion is advised, but it's important for us to see how satanic and how much darkness was going on at this event. And this is exactly why I say stop supporting these artists. If they are not representing God and they're invoking dark satanic energy, you better believe bad things are gonna happen. If it's not bad enough that there's someone going around injecting people with drugs, it's even worse when security is doing nothing. People are breaking in because the artist incited them to do so, and then not to mention, people are passing out and dying. The artist notices this and he keeps on performing. Let's take a look at some of these clips here.
Tell Travis Scott, they was like, help. The whole crowd was just going like, help, help, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like, that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro. And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything, like, you know, like, I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but, like, after tonight, bro, like, God really showed me, like, you know, like, stay away from that shit, bro. Like, that shit not for you, because, like, he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like, for real. Like, so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. You know, he influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those dead bodies, and that was just by me.
Holding their children up, like trying to get them to safety. There's kids like pissing and shitting themselves as a trauma response. Like, imagine going to your first concert and like this is how you think like concerts are. Like, it took us 30 minutes to get out of the crowd, and we were in the back. As we finally get out, you just see people running out, bawling, lips blue. There's people, they're dragging dead bodies out of the crowd. Dead bodies. And Travis knew. Travis had a bird's eye view on everybody and could see everything. He was asked multiple times to stop, and his responses are, you know what you were here for, something like that, and let's rage.
That's okay with you real quick. Thank you, let's do it.
I know, we're trying! Help! 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 Lucas! Lucas! Help!
Alright, now the next few clips I'm going to show you is how Travis Scott is noticing that people are telling him to stop and he keeps performing. Take a look.
People are fucking dying. I'm gonna save somebody's life. That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the sky.
I'm gonna save him.
Two hands to the sky. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up.
Now these are some very, very disturbing clips to look at, as you all can see, but there's so much more that I gotta show you in this documentary, and we're gonna keep on going. Now the thing about Travis Scott is he has a very pompous, narcissistic spirit on him. And you can tell just by how he's not literally doing anything. He literally looked, he's over there going, yeah, 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 yeah. And then that dude is literally feigning and being passed around the audience, and he's doing nothing. He's not stopping the show. Let me show you guys a clip real quick where he jumped into the crowd. This didn't happen at Astroworld this year. I think it might have been a few years ago. But his shoe was taken, and he stopped the whole concert for that. But you can't stop a concert when people are passing out, dying, and being trampled.
Get that motherfucker, get him! You tried to take my shoe? You wanna be a thief? Fuck him up! 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 Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Okay, so you guys just saw that clip. He was doing a concert and he jumped into the crowd and one of the people took his shoe and he basically stopped the whole show. He encouraged the crowd to F the guy up, and then he proceeded to punch the guy a few times and spit on him. This is exactly who people call their role models. This is who people pay hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to go see. This is who they support. Any person can make a song, right? And they can personify themselves in a certain way. They can say, oh, I got money, oh, I got women, you know. Anybody could lie in a song, right? But it's how you act and how you treat others, especially those that support you, that let people know who you really are behind closed doors. And the sad fact is, most of these rappers that get supported and you know, make a lot of bank from your money and you supporting them don't give a damn about you. I know that's a harsh truth if you're a Travis Scott fan watching this video, but if you are a Travis Scott fan and you've made it this far, I ask that you bear with me. But they don't give a damn about you. They think of you as a nobody, and they think of themselves as somebody. And when you're struggling and you're barely able to pay rent, where are they at? They out living their best life. They out on Instagram showing off all the money that they done made off of you. I'm everywhere I look on Twitter, I'm seeing cancel Travis Scott. And I'm not against that. Because maybe certain situations like that need to happen so that these celebrities will get off their high horse and stop thinking that they can do whatever the hell that they want to do with no consequence. You're encouraging people to be violent. Talking about F this dude up. He was probably just paying. But guess what? He paid to come see you. So obviously he's a fan of you, Travis Scott. But you're encouraging others to be violent against him. There could have been better ways to handle that situation. Hey, you took my shoe, that's not cool, man. We don't need to do that. We don't need to, you know, be doing that. I didn't like that. But encouraging people to F him up, we're not done. Let's keep going. All right, now the next thing I want to talk about is that Travis Scott actually encouraged people to rush the stage and riot. Now he's deleting a lot of tweets about this, but I was luckily able to screenshot and catch some of them. Let's take a look at what he said. All right, now this is one of the tweets that he had sent out. Actually, I'm sorry, he posted this on his Instagram when he was promoting Astroworld, and this is when the tickets sold out, and this is what he wrote. F-U-C-K-K craziness, but F that, I'm putting a plan together now to get some more of the wild ones in, even if I gotta sneak them in on me. Seen some people who might want to make it but having a hard time or might not have the means. Don't worry, I'm on it. So in this particular Instagram post, he talks about sneaking the wild ones in. Now, there's another post that he did on his Twitter also emphasizing or doubling down on that statement about sneaking the wild ones in. Now, there's a reason why I'm putting emphasis on the word wild one. We're going to get to that in a second. But let's take a look at this Twitter post here. So this is a screenshot from someone on Twitter, and it says that's what he wanted and encouraged, and he tweeted this right after the festival sold out, and then tweeted and deleted it last night, and he wrote, nah, and we still sneaking the wild ones in. Now, I believe that this post has currently been deleted because Travis Scott did not want people to catch him in his bullcrap. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why am I showing this to you? Why am I saying that Travis Scott is to blame for all the crap that went down? It's because of these tweets that a lot of people did bust in. They didn't sneak in, they busted in. And I got the video. Let's take a look at it real quick. Now, this is also going to kind of hammer home the point about how inept security was. There was barely any security to stop these people from doing this. And even if they would have had enough security, I don't think that they would have been able to stop all these kids from busting up in there. Let's take a look. World Star! Oh my God!
y'all get paid to do that or what? Word? I want to know what you doing.
Now, I wasn't at this concert, but I believe that a lot of the chaos started to follow when these wild ones, quote unquote, busted into the venue. And it might, I can't confirm this, but it might have been one of the wild ones that was going around injecting people in the neck with drugs, which was causing the passing out. So we have really a recipe for disaster, right? We've got overcapacity, we've got inept security, no crowd control, and we've also got people that have busted in there injecting people with drugs that are causing people to freak out. We've got an artist that people have came there to see that's inciting people to rush the stage and to riot. Things are going bad. He's paying no attention to it. He's not stopping the show. He's acting like it doesn't matter and it's not a big deal. And to top it all off, people are begging him to stop the show, and he continues to do it. This was just so evil and just so demonic. But this is what happens when you enter into these venues where God is not present. It is God's Spirit. It is the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, and God's grace and glory that allows us to have peace. You ever seen that meme that says, no Jesus and no peace? Whenever God or his son, Yahshua HaMashiach, is removed from the venue and just completely thrown out, this is what you get. Why do you think the world is the way that it is right now? Because our political leaders don't know God. They hate him. They hate Yahweh. They hate his son, Yahshua HaMashiach, the Messiah. But this is what happens when you allow these demons, these demonically, satanically empowered artists to be able to, do whatever they want to do and incite that energy upon the unsuspecting crowd. People came there to have a good time, and there are kids that ended up dead because of it. This is exactly why I would not allow my kids to go to these concerts. They're too demonic, they're too satanic. I feel like as parents, you have to be more guarded about who your kids are listening to and what concerts they're going to. I believe I read a post somewhere that there was a 10-year-old boy that died as a result of what was going on at this event. But what parent would allow their 10-year-old kid to go to a Travis Scott concert in the first place? I wouldn't even allow a 16-year-old child. If I had a 16-year-old kid, I wouldn't even allow them to go to Travis Scott. When you're an adult and you're old enough to make your own decisions and you pay your own bills, you can go and listen to these people all you want to. But as long as you're in my house, we gonna serve Yahweh. We not gonna serve the world. Period. It's my household, we serving God. Our time is going to Yahweh, not no demonically possessed rapper. Alright? So the next part of this video is I want to talk about the symbolism of this concert. I believe that this was a huge satanic ritual altogether. I believe that there might be a good chance that what happened was meant to happen, and that there might be some industry ties to this event. Maybe somebody was hired by the higher-ups to go in here and inject people with drugs so these things can start happening. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. I don't want to go too crazy and say definitively that that is the reason, but one thing is for sure, that demonic spirits were all throughout this event. And whenever demonic spirits come out to play and you give them an outlet to be able to dwell amongst people, things like this happen. All type of evil will abound. So let's take a look at some of the symbolism here for this event. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the internet on my desktop, and we're going to take a look at some of the symbolism to this event, and then we will go ahead and we'll close out this video, and we'll go ahead and bring it home. Alright, so I've got a few things pulled up here. We're going to continue the video. I needed to go to the internet to show you how ritualistic and how basically Travis Scott set these people up to be sacrificed. It was another satanic ritual. Now, one of the first things I want to point out to you is that on the same day that this all went down, now you guys know that Travis Scott is part of the Jenner Kardashian clan. Okay, he's married to Kylie Jenner. Well, I don't think he's married to her, but they have a baby together. They're gonna get married. I don't know what their status is, but I do know they have a baby together. And on the day that this whole event took place, Kris Jenner, Kylie Jenner's mother, was celebrating her 66th birthday. 66. Like that number doesn't have any type of significance in the occult. It says, inside Kris Jenner's wild 6'6" karaoke birthday bash, his daughter Kylie attended Travis Scott's tragic Astroworld show. We're going to get into that in a second, but it says, Kris Jenner celebrated her 66th birthday with the karaoke birthday bash. However, all this occurred while her daughter, Kylie Jenner, attended Travis Scott's Astroworld festival. And so it says several fan Instagrams, including Kardashian video, captured and reshared the post. A-list guests gathered for food, drinks, and fun as videos showed Kris singing karaoke, repeatedly stopping to say things like, "I love you guys." Khloe Kardashian, who had been in quarantine after contracting COVID-19, and sister Kim, who had been in New York for an awards show and brief visit with Pete Davidson, also tried their hand at singing. Another clip starring Khloe showing her dancing while Kris sang Build Me Up Buttercup. Video from the birthday celebration showed Kourtney Kardashian and her man Travis Barker, 45, enjoying the party and one another. So I thought that was interesting. The fact that she's celebrating her 66th birthday and having a good old time while all this chaos ensued on the same evening. Now, I mentioned Kylie Jenner was mentioned in this article. Now, Kylie Jenner was at the Astroworld Festival. Okay, there's actually a video that she posted of her and Travis Scott's daughter dancing to one of his songs as he's performing. This was shortly before the chaos started. And now Kylie Jenner is coming out and saying that Travis Scott was not aware of the fatalities. Bull crap. In the video that I just showed you guys previously, in this video, I showed y'all how he was literally looking at people passing out and kept performing. I showed you guys videos how people were telling him to stop the show and he kept going. And he said, what did he say? One of the guys was like, stop the show. And he's like, who is this guy? He's like, you know what you signed up, you know what you came to sign up for, you know, let's rage. He encouraged all this. And now she want to sit here and defend him like he didn't know what the heck was going on. He's completely clueless. He's just now finding out, huh? Bull crap. Let's read this article. It's from the Washington Post. It says, Kylie Jenner says Travis Scott unaware of any fatalities until after Astroworld Festival concert. And of course, the Astroworld Festival was supposed to run from Friday to, I believe, Sunday, and it's been canceled since Friday. And it says, Travis Scott and his partner, Kylie Jenner, see, notice how they didn't say husband. They're obviously not married. Travis Scott and his partner, Kylie Jenner, said they were devastated to learn that at least 8 people, including teenagers, died after a chaotic crowd surge toward a stage where the rapper was performing at Friday's Astroworld Festival in Houston. Jenner, the cosmetics mogul and reality TV star, said the two were not aware of the fatalities until after his show. I call bullcrap on that. A video reconstruction by the Washington Post shows Scott's concert continued despite desperate pleas for help from the crowd. Exactly what I showed you guys. Stopping roughly an hour after concertgoers were in distress with some yelling for help and trying to get officials to stop the show. Attendees described the chaos as like hell and partying in a graveyard as the music played and the Apple Music live stream continued. This is what I'm talking about. This is why the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. Because when it comes to money, all types of evil will be okay when it comes to money. I believe personally the reason why Travis Scott continued to perform is number 1, he doesn't care, and number 2, he kept performing because in his mind, if he don't put on the show, he ain't gonna get paid. So it's more about the money to him. He don't give a damn about what these people are going through and that they're dying and they're being trampled. I showed you guys some very disturbing videos, you know, before we got to this section of the video. People were being trampled. You could hear people screaming. Okay, I could have showed you guys some of the videos of people being trampled, and you know, you saw little bits and pieces, but I didn't want to show too much graphic stuff because it's already hard to look at just seeing what I already showed you. And you guys also saw the video where the young man was describing it as being, he felt like he was in hell. This is Satan. This is his demons running amok. Travis Scott invited that element. This is why I say be careful what kind of music you listen to. It opens up spiritual doorways to demons. The music that Travis Scott was invoking upon the crowd opened that spiritual doorway that the demons could take over those people. And all chaos came after that. And now Kylie Jenner, who's part of the cult, the Kardashian-Jenner cult, is saying they did not know about none of this stuff until after the show. So y'all didn't hear the people screaming. Y'all didn't see the people busting into the concert. Y'all didn't see people scrambling to run out of there because people were being trampled. You didn't see Travis Scott post that tweet about rushing the stage and sneaking the wild ones in. You don't want to take no accountability. That's how evil these people are. He literally looked at these people, you know, screaming for help, asking for him to stop the show, and he kept performing. Let's continue. Now, the thing about the Astroworld Festival is there's a lot of symbolism that goes along with it. I've been called out Astroworld a long time ago. I think it was the first Astroworld Festival he did where Kanye West and Marilyn Manson were gonna be performing. I've already told y'all about Marilyn, I've already told y'all about Kanye West, and I told you both of them are of the devil. Both of them. People got mad at me and said that I was wrong about Kanye West because I did like 4 or 5 documentaries on Kanye West exposing how demonic he was. And now he did the Donda concert and he produced a beat for Lil Nas X. We know how satanic he is. He produced Industry Baby for Lil Nas X. And now he did a video where he was praying with Marilyn Manson and Justin Bieber. Like, I don't understand how people just don't see how satanic these people are. You're over here doing seances and lighting candles at your dang Donda concert, chanting and chanting spirits, entertaining spirits, and y'all want to sit there and stand by him and give him your money. And he claims to be a Christian. Y'all out of y'all minds. But I remember Marilyn Manson and Kanye West performed at Astroworld, and I had been called it out a long time ago that it was a demonic event. It was satanic. And you can look at the symbolism here. You can see the one eye symbolism in the hands right here. Notice the hands and the eyes. There's a lot of eye symbolism. And if you look right here, let me scroll in a little bit more here. If you look right here, you can see people walking through a doorway into another dimension. Maybe this is a symbolization of people walking into the spiritual realm, because that's exactly what happened. Remember how I talked about the spiritual doorway where the demons came into that event and all chaos broke loose? He opened that doorway for people to walk into this demonic realm, for these spirits to be able to come through. That's exactly what happened. And if you look over here, it says, open your eyes to a whole new universe. And this right here looks almost like portal symbolism. So once again, showing us the time-space continuum, or the demonic portal that opens up where the demons exist, the spiritual warfare exists. See, I probably need to do a video on this and go a little bit more in depth, but there are many ways in which portals can be opened up to the spiritual world. God, Yahweh, the Most High Yahweh of Israel, He created this veil between the physical world and the spiritual world to protect us from demonic spirits, right? But there are certain things that you can do that can cause that spiritual doorway to be opened or to thin out. It's like Halloween, for example, is one of the greatest times in which the veil is the thinnest because of all the spiritual warfare. So Yahweh created a veil between the spiritual world and the physical world to protect us from demonic spirits. This is why He says do not participate in witchcraft or sorcery or worshiping false gods or, fornication. All of these sinful, wicked things open up doorways to spirituality and demonic entity. Same thing with music. Some music is literally just witchcraft. And Travis Scott had the perfect kind of music to open up that spiritual doorway. And look what happened. Now let's take a look at some more of these images here. As we can see some more of the all-seeing eye symbolism. We can see more of the spiritual doorway portal symbolism right here. And if this is actually the ad for Astroworld. And as you can see, once again right here, it says open your eyes to a whole new universe. And what do we see on the side? A bunch of stars, also known as the pentagram. Very interesting that he's showing us that. Right here you can see Travis Scott with Marilyn Manson. As I mentioned before, Marilyn Manson was one of the performers along with Kanye West at the Astroworld, throwing up the devil horns. You guys know how I always talk about this symbolism. And then of course right here you've got Travis Scott, you've got Young Thug, and again you've got Marilyn Manson, the man who calls himself the Antichrist superstar. And somehow, some way, he's over here chilling with Kanye West too. Kanye West invited him to his Sunday service. As a matter of fact, this is a little bit of a side note, but I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Kanye West did a Sunday service where he had Marilyn Manson there and Justin Bieber, and they were praying together. It just looked ritualistic. I mean, just looking at how they're dressed, look at this. Look at this. This looks satanic. This looks ritualistic. What glory is God getting out of this? Why are they dressed like this? Don't y'all see these people are satanic? Alright, now that was just a side note. But the next thing I want to do is I want to go to this Twitter. Now this person, I want to give them credit because they really broke down some more of the symbolism that I did not catch. And I want to give them credit. So I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see their name just in case you want to see the thread for yourself. So their name is Cyclops. And their Twitter handle is at THE ND Experience. The ND Experience. Okay? So I just wanted to point that out real quick and give them credit because They did a lot of the breaking down of the symbolism as well, so I want to make sure that they get their credit here. So, let's start with this one here. It says the demonic artwork for Travis's Mafia song. It says the true dystopia is here. When end arrives, it's really the beginning. Who knows what lies beneath the surface? And if you take a good look at this image here, you see how Travis Scott is promoting the dystopia, the dystopian society. If you've ever heard of 1984, George Orwell's 1984, everything that's happening right now, especially with the metaverse. By the way, that's another video that I will be another documentary that I will be releasing next Saturday. All my documentaries on this channel will take place on Saturday. I'm going to try to do a documentary every Saturday, okay? I have one on the metaverse coming very soon. But the dystopian society is something that has been, you know, pushed in movies like The Giver, The Matrix, all these different movies that show us what's going to happen in the future. Everything that's happening right now is ushering us into a dystopian society. And as you can see right here, Travis Scott is promoting it, and you can clearly see a demon being advertised for the cover art of this song. When the end arrives, it's really the beginning, which literally is telling us that the new era, or the Great Reset, or the New World Order, whatever you want to call it, this is what you're looking at. This is what he's advertising. This is a satanic sellout. He does the bidding of Satan. He is helping to promote the satanic New World Order. Right here, right in your face. Let's continue. Now it says dystopia relates to his upcoming album, Utopia. So he has an album coming out called Utopia, which dystopia is actually the opposite of a utopia. Utopia is a place of serenity and calm and peace and unity and love and, you know, just togetherness and no division, no separation. You know, kind of what you would imagine heaven to actually be, where we are all one in Messiah. We're all one in Yahweh. Well, dystopia is the opposite of that. It says dystopia relates to his upcoming album Utopia. The possible cover he posted shows a city of fire in the background. The concert poster shows two eyes above an entrance walkway portal. There we go again with the portal symbolism, or the spiritual doorway symbolism. It says open your eyes to a whole new universe and see you on the other side. And this is the image here. Let's take a closer look. You can see Travis Scott right here. This is promoting his new album, which is called Utopia, right? That's the upcoming album that he's dropping. And you can see a city in the back, right? And then he has on like this sort of futuristic outfit, which is very interesting to me because it kind of reminds me of the movie The Giver, where they live in the dystopian society and they're all wearing the same garb and outfit because they're forced to, because this is how it works in a dystopian society. You see the city you can see the city behind him is on fire, which could mean the Great Reset will come along with much destruction. The satanic New World Order will come with much destruction before we can be ushered into this false utopia. It's really going to be a dystopia, but they're going to call it a utopia. All right, let's take a look at the next one. And then, of course, as I've already explained, we've got the one-eye symbolism, we've got the portal imagery on this poster promoting Astroworld, and of course, we've got the pentagrams all across the ad itself. Continuing on, this was another promotion for the Astroworld, and you can also see all of the eye symbolism. And right here down at the bottom, you can see what looks to be another one of those portal images, or the portal symbolism, the spiritual world symbolism. Yeah, it's always the same with these rappers, man. They all got occult imagery, you know, and everything they do, you just see the same old symbolism. And then right here they said it was also written on the stage, above was a phoenix bird on fire. Now, I've talked about the Phoenix. The Phoenix represents the new age, or the birth of the New World Order, the birth of this satanic system that they are trying to implement, right? It's like they destroy the current world order to bring about the new world order. And the Phoenix rises from the ashes. So the Phoenix rises, it combusts into flames, and then from the ashes arises a whole new Phoenix. And the Phoenix symbolism, or the concept of the Phoenix, is very, very prevalent when it comes to the New World Order. It's been used multiple times. And here at the Astroworld, we're going to take a closer look at these images. Right here, this is the stage that Travis Scott was performing at Astroworld this year. And you can see it says, "See you on the other side." Are you talking about the other side? You talking about the spiritual world where the demons exist? Is that what you're talking about, Travis Scott? It sure as hell seems like it. And of course, we've got the portal imagery right above where it says, "See you on the other side." Moving forward right here, we can obviously see the Phoenix above the portal, right? Rising from the ashes, the Great Reset. Do you guys see how this all correlates? This is all part of their plan. It took one event, which was the C word, to bring about all of these changes that they've been wanting and that they've been planning on. I was having a conversation with my mother yesterday because she voted for Biden. And, you know, I don't believe in politics, period. But I told her, you voted for this. This is what you wanted. This is what you asked for. This is what y'all wanted. And now you're starting to see I wasn't wrong. A lot of people don't like dealing with me because they think I'm crazy and I'm a conspiracy theorist. But let's be honest. For y'all that do listen to my message and have been following me, have I been wrong about this stuff? I can't sit here and say that I've been right about every single thing. But the majority of the stuff that I've been saying years ago is happening right now. But see, the problem is my mom won't even watch my videos. She'll sit there and give TD Jakes all her time. She'll sit there and give these pastors all her time. But they're not telling her about this stuff. I mean, they're the reason why she took the V. They encouraged her to do it. They told her it's a good idea. Anyway. So you can obviously see the Phoenix and you can see the portal right here. The spiritual portal. The rising from the ashes. The Great Reset. As I've said before, this was all part of their plan. This is something they've been planning forever. This is not something that just happened out of nowhere. This has been planned. Many of us so-called conspiracy theorists, we've been telling you all it's going to take is one event for them to bring all these changes into the world. And boom, there you go. Right here you can see the fire. You can see the portal, and you can also see the one-eyed symbolism. If you take a good close look, you can see what looks to be an eye right inside of the main entryway of the demonic spiritual portal. That's not by accident, that's by design. And of course, right here in this image, you can see some more of the portal imagery. Do you see how strategic and demonic this was? This is completely satanic. Now, let's read what they wrote. I kind of gave you a brief idea of what the Phoenix represents, but let's read what Cyclops wrote. And they said, the Phoenix represents a new civilization, NWO, rising from the ashes, destruction of the previous. Exactly. They cannot bring in the New World Order without destroying the current world order. And that's exactly why everything is going crazy right now. They're destroying the economy. They're destroying the job market. They're destroying literally everything. Your way of life, the way that you've been used to living. People are walking off the jobs because of the mandates, all of this stuff. They're doing all of this to destroy the current world order so that they can bring in the NWO. It's just that simple. I've been saying this forever. That's what they need to do, order out of chaos. They create the chaos, then they bring in the solutions. This is exactly what the Phoenix represents. A new world born from the ashes of the old world. It's just the easiest way to describe it. But I'm going to read this Wikipedia article. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm just going to give you a brief summary if you want to get a little bit more in depth in understanding this, even though I've pretty much just laid it out for you. It says the phoenix is an immortal bird associated with Greek mythology, which analogs in many cultures that cyclically regenerates or is otherwise born again, associated with the sun. A phoenix obtains new life by arising from the ashes of its predecessor. Some legends say it dies in a show of flames and combustion. Others, that it simply dies and decomposes before being born again. You know what's very interesting about the phoenix? When I was a kid, before I knew God and found him, I read the Harry Potter books, and the phoenix symbolism is actually one of the main symbols of the book. And that was kind of my first introduction to the phoenix. But I never understood it as having a much deeper meaning for some like satanic New World Order type stuff. But yeah, it's very interesting that that was the first time I was actually introduced to it. All right, now it says the circle entrance behind him with the stone shapes of the lights looks exactly like the stargates, or what you would call the demonic portals. In every TV movie depiction I've covered in a thread, they're designed so the light hits the keystone on the solstice and opens up an interdimensional portal gateway. Exactly what I've been saying. There's something called, I'm not going to say the name because of the algorithms, but it's spelled CERN. Okay? Its literal logo is 666. And for a long time, they have been trying to find a way to open the time-space continuum, basically to shatter the veil, to bring demons into this world, the fallen angels, whatever you want to call them, the so-called extraterrestrials, the so-called aliens. They're going to use the time-space continuum, and they're going to use the metaverse technology to bring these entities in so that they can fully reveal their physical selves as so-called extraterrestrials, even though we all know they're fallen angels. They're really demons. That's what they are. But they're gonna use technology to be able to allow these satanic, demonic beings to physically reveal themselves as so-called aliens. Well, let's continue. And if you look right here at this portal or this Stargate entry, or this, basically what you would call a spiritual doorway, you can see how similar it is to the Freemason arc. Let me just scroll in a little bit more here. There we go. So this is what you would call a Stargate. And if you look at it, it's very similar to the Masonic Royal Arc. And as you can see the black and white symbolism here. It won't let me scroll in for some reason. That kind of sucks. Oh, let me scroll in. Okay, that's too bad. Oh well. But anyway, I'll just have to close that out. Let me scroll back out. Sorry about that. I was just trying to give y'all a better look here. But as you can see, you can clearly see the black and white symbolism, which is very important to the Freemasons. As I told you, it is a balance of good and evil. That's what they believe in. Black and white, good and evil, coexisting as one. There's no such thing as just being good. There's no such thing as being just evil. The Freemasons believe you should be both. Instead of just being good, instead of just being righteous, they think you can mix the darkness with the light. That's not how God works. These people are satanic. But the Freemasons are the ones behind this whole Great Reset, the New World Order. They never actually show themselves. The people in the higher ups that are really controlling everything never really too much show themselves. I mean, we know about people like the Bilderbergs and, people like Albert Pike. We know about the Rothschilds. We know about the families that are in power. We know about that. But they never barely ever hardly show themselves. And there's a reason for that. But there are people that are in those higher ups of this secret society that are working to make sure that this happens. And they believe Lucifer is their God. He is the light. This is exactly why you see the symbolism with the all-seeing eye and you see the G. The G doesn't represent the God of heaven, the creator of everything, Yahweh of Yisrael. It represents the God of this world, Lucifer. Let's continue. All right, let me scroll back out. I scrolled in a little bit too much. And it says right here, so I look up Stargates and find a sci-fi show called Stargate SG-1. I've heard of the show, never watched it. You can choose your destination with a dial reminiscent of the Keystone in the Freemason Arc. Is this what the Freemason Arc has been representing the whole time? Very, very interesting. And this is why I'm going to be doing a documentary on the metaverse, because they mentioned something like this, being able to teleport to different worlds within the metaverse. Do you see how they are opening you up to these occult, satanic practices using technology? Wow. That's how you know it comes from the enemy. All this technology they could be using for good, they'd rather use it for evil. And these are just some more images of the spiritual doorways or the stargates or the portals to the demonic world. You can see it's prevalent. We've got the Green Lantern right here. We've got, I believe this is Doctor Strange. Some other movie here that I don't know what it is. But you can see it's a very prevalent thing within Hollywood and all its media. You know, the opening of the door, the thinning of the veil, opening up to demonic spirits. Alright, I'm going to just keep on moving through this. Obviously, you can see the Oculus, the light shining. You know, Lucifer being the light bearer. You know, an occultic symbol that doesn't really require too much. It says Travis Scott's last Instagram post looks like this, which is the eye symbolism. Once again, the all-seeing eye. The same eye that's on the back of the pyramid on American currency. And of course, you can see more eye symbolism. And right here, you can see Travis Scott in a music video showing off the portal symbolism right here. God, this dude loves the satanic portal. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. Right here, of course, I showed you guys this earlier. This is one of the promo images for Astroworld 2021. And of course, you can see the demonic portal as well as the all-seeing eye, the one-eyed symbolism. Of course, they always got to show that. Right here, it looks to be Travis Scott presenting himself as a fallen angel here on his Instagram. Damn. 1.6 million likes for all this demonic imagery, man. Wow. That's crazy. And then right here, you've got the moon symbolism. You know, right there. It's very obvious right there what he's trying to show off. The moon symbolism, connecting that to the occult. People believe in, you know, full moons is when certain rituals take place. So that plays a heavy role into the occult as well. Let's keep on going here. Okay, it says there were 8 flames on the stage. 8 is the main number headlines are reporting for deaths. Very interesting. Now they're saying that 8 people died originally, but now they're saying it was more than that. It says 8 is the main number headlines were reporting for deaths, but I've seen the number jump to 11 and then to 14. But people there say the number is higher. So I'm sure the reported figure will continue to grow. Wow. Wow. Let's take a look at these images and let's count the flames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 flames, 8 people dead. Or what's reported on the mainstream media that 8 people have died. But there are reports of people who've been there that more than 8 people died. This was a whole satanic ritual, y'all. If y'all don't see that right now, y'all don't see the numerology, y'all don't see the symbolism, y'all don't see the occult rituals that took place at this event. This was completely satanic. And you think this is the last we're going to see as we get closer to this NWO? You don't think that they're going to sacrifice more people at these concerts? I feel bad for people that just blindly support these rappers that promote this kind of stuff. He took your money and he sacrificed you to the demon. He sacrificed you to the tranny goat. Alright, let's see what else we got. So 8 flames, 8 people reported dead. 8 people dead, multiple injured at Travis Scott's Astro Festival in Houston. We already know the story with that, so let's just keep on going here. Oh my God, this is just so insane. And then it says the other single he's released from his album is called Escape Plan. He raps opened gates. Open gates, open portals, opening the demonic portal to the spiritual world. The end of the video shows a gate closing. Tons of people at the concert broke through the gates to get in. Astroworld cover art plus concert is Travis's head as a gate. Very interesting. I showed you guys the video earlier where people busted down the gate to get in here. Remember how to get into the event? Remember how I talked about letting the wild ones in? That's exactly what we saw with the gate symbolism. And then this is the lyric. It says, but hate investigating, that crap was a waste, man. But wait, I stopped the facing, cause crap just started racing. But wait, it opened gates and let this crap just start parading. Olay, let's go. We out the basement on the flow. Right, and then if you look at this image here, hold on, let me just open this up here. It says, as I'm going to read this post that was posted about the people busting down into the place, the wild ones busting into the event. As we arrive into the Astroworld Festival at NDG Park right at 2 o'clock, a stampede burst through the gates. Hundreds of people destroyed the VIP security entrance, bypassing the checkpoint. People were trampled and some were detained. Excuse any language you may hear. So this, I believe, is where the trampling started. So it started right here. This was the start of the stampede when the wild ones came in. And then when chaos started to break out later on in the evening, where people were being injected with the drugs in the neck, people started passing out, people started running to try to escape the event, and even more people got trampled. So this was just a satanic, evil thing. You know, my gosh. So there definitely had to be more than 8 people that got trampled, and this is the head of Travis Scott, which is the entrance to the Astroworld, and they mentioned it being an open gate, or what people would consider an open gate. Okay, so let's continue. So much to break down, boy. And it says the shirt he was wearing while performing literally shows demons walking through a dimensional gate. You cannot make this stuff up. This is exactly what I pointed out before, where the demons are literally walking through the spiritual doorway that separates the physical world from the spiritual world. He's literally showing you exactly what this concert was about to be all about. And when those demons got through that door, look what happened. And of course you can see the fire symbolism behind him. My goodness. Oh man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. God's judgment is gonna be brutal for these sellouts. And that's a promise. God don't lie. He hates wickedness. And when you're openly opening up doorways that he created so that the demons cannot come after us, you think he's going to be okay with that? That's almost a form of sorcery. Alright, so let's see what Cyclops also wrote. It says, this one might look like a reach, but everything they do is connected and planned out with deeper meanings. After being so quiet for so long, Mr. Microsoft, I'm not going to say his name, has been in the news the past few days warning of a more deadly weapon. You know what I'm talking about. You put a B, ... I, ... O ... weapon, you should be able to know what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at it. American philanthropist Mr. Microsoft has warned of a B ... I ... O ... terrorist smallpox epidemic, which could arise if we don't learn valuable lessons from C Word 19. Oh, just sounds like another plan, another more control, more ushering us into their system. Gosh, these people are so wicked. And people actually trusted this guy. He's a freaking eugenicist that openly admitted oh yeah, we need to reduce the population, and y'all gonna trust his solution. And I also did a video. I couldn't post it here on YouTube because YouTube would have YouTube banned it. But if you go to my Rumble, I'll leave the link in the description. I also did a video where he's talking about developing a V word that can stop you from believing in God. This dude is evil, completely satanic. So yeah, that doesn't really have anything to do with this, but I just thought it was interesting to say. Now, let's continue. It says, Drake came on stage to perform his song Knife Talk the same day the music video for the song was released. The video used images from the movie Carnival of the Souls and shows demons, ghosts, and possession. Also a scene with a jar of milk, ingredients for spirit cooking. Now you guys know I've talked about milk and how they do the satanic bath with the milk symbolism. Now, milk can also be used for spirit cooking as well. So it has a lot of occultic imagery to it. But let's take a look at these images here. And I believe that these are the scenes from the movie Carnival of the Souls. You see the milk in the background. And it says, now Marina Abramovic, if you don't know who Marina Abramovic is, she's one of those people that is very known for spirit cooking. She kind of brought it into worldwide prominence. Kim Kardashian has dealt with her, Beyonce has dealt with her, Jay-Z used to be really, really close to her. And she's literally a witch. But it says Abramovic worked with Jacob Samuel to produce a cookbook of aphrodisiac recipes called Spirit Cooking in 1996. These recipes were meant to be evocative instructions for actions or for thoughts. For example, one of the recipes calls for 13,000 grams of jealousy, while another says to mix fresh breast milk with fresh sperm milk. Oh my God. And when we talk about adrenochrome and we talk about satanic ritual abuse and the stuff that they do to kids and all this nasty, disgusting stuff these people are into, like the Hollywood sex parties and all this stuff, they want to sit there and make fun of us and call us crazy. But listen to what she's saying here. The work was inspired by the popular belief that ghosts feed off intangible things like light, sound, and emotion. I've already talked about ghosts. Ghosts do not exist. When you are dead, you are dead. Okay? You cannot re-emerge as a spirit. The only spirits that are still around are demonic spirits. That's what they are. They can masquerade as people you know. They can masquerade as family members, as long lost loved ones, as people that you've known in your life. There's no such thing as ghosts. They are demons. That's what they are. Alright, let's continue. Alright, it says the setting for Carnival of Souls was a deserted carnival. Astroworld is a carnival. The front of the building has the same arc and keystone design as the Stargates. Movie poster with swirling tunnel imagery. And this is the Carnival of Souls right here. As you can see. And if you go back, this is the abandoned Carnival of Souls, I guess, that they used for the to film the movie. Of course, you can see the black and white symbolism. No surprise there. It's another scene from the movie as well. Now, if we go back to the building here, you can clearly see this archway. And then you can see this right here. That almost kind of looks like another one of those portals. The portal symbolism. Do you see how this is all connected? I gotta give this person credit, Cyclops. I gotta give them credit because they did their research. Alright, now in this next bit it says, Drake in this song mentions a voodoo curse. Now this is off of the Astroworld album that I believe dropped in 2017, I believe. And Drake said, I F with her, and I hit her up and tell him to do her for sure. Voodoo curse, it got him why I flew to the Turks. Now I've already told you guys about Drake. I already told you how satanic it is. I've done a full documentary exposing Drake, his obsession with the all-seeing eye, his obsession with the 666, how he blood sacrificed his friend. If you have not seen that documentary, I will leave it linked in the description. It's on my other channel, but I'm gonna also put it on this channel in case you have not seen it. If you are a fan of Drake and you're a Travis Scott fan that happened to watch this video, you need to watch that video. I do a lot of video breakdowns on these satanic artists all the time. Once again, link will be in description. Let's continue. All right, here's another one. A random detail I came across. Not sure if this was inspiration, but an old rock band named Utopia, there's that word again, used similar symbolism and other esoteric references on their album covers. Very interesting. So Travis Scott has an album coming out called Utopia. We could see all throughout the concert and the flyers, we saw the one-eyed symbolism, and this old rock band used the same similar type of imagery. Right here you can see the cube, you can see the portal symbolism right here. Right here you can also see the portal symbolism right here. Wow. You see how it all connects, y'all? This is not a coincidence. Right here we have the pyramid symbolism, the triangle, the capstone. Wow. Unbelievable. And it says, so what's the explanation for the deaths? Apparently, the event was significantly understaffed and underqualified. The concert continued to go on as ambulance struggled to make it through crowds while people were hopping on the vehicles. Wow. So these ambulances were trying to do their job, but these people were so demonically possessed. The spirit of the Antichrist was living within them so strongly that these ambulances or these medics might have been able to save people's lives a lot more quicker and a lot more efficiently if these people were not in this demonic trance that they were lost in. And then to add insult to injury, they were hopping on the vehicles, they were hopping on the ambulances. Wow. Like I said, everything they do is planned out with deeper meanings. Look at all the symbolism. This isn't reading between the lines. This is a clear cut and right in your face. Exactly. There's various reports so far for the causes of death. Some say it was people trampled. Some say people couldn't breathe because it was too packed. Some say it was laced pills and drugs. Remember I showed you guys that in the clip, that there was some guy that was going around injecting people in the neck with some sort of substance. That might have also played a role in what was going on, where people were fainting, people were passing out, probably because they were overdosed on drugs. And let's not act like there weren't people that willingly went there and took drugs, maybe popped a couple pills before they went there, or maybe, popped some pills, had something to wash it down with, like alcohol. We can't just say that it was a guy injecting people with necks that's that to blame here. There might have been people that were so, turned up that they overdosed. They were probably sharing drugs. People were probably buying drugs from other people. It was just a completely demonic environment. And then they also say, some say it was the V, as many young people all of a sudden are going into cardiac arrest, especially while playing sports and doing physical activity. So these are just some of the reasons as to why they believe that there were deaths at this event. It was probably a combination, but definitely either symbolized gates to hell opening or actually involved gates opening. Sacrifice, especially young people, is needed to open these gates. Read the 2 threads I linked there to go way deeper into this. All right, now this next thing is very interesting. And it says, also, I should add that Travis and Drake have used the PD swirl. When I say the word PD, I'm talking about adults that love children and not in a appropriate way. So, while working on the thread, I discovered the swirl likely represents the PD because the spiral was a symbol for the sun on the solstice when these sacrifices would take place. So actually, I believe that this is one of the images. Yes, this is one of the images that Travis Scott posted, and you can clearly see the swirl imagery. Now, a lot of you guys don't know this, but the swirl imagery is a PD symbol. Let me show you right now. Right here. These are just a few examples of some of the symbols that are used for people that love kids inappropriately. Okay, I can't say the actual word because of censorship, but if you look right here, you can see the obvious swirl. Here's just a few. You have the triangle with the swirl. You have the heart inside the heart. You have the heart butterfly, which is very interesting because we all know that the butterfly represents MK Ultra programming and sex kitten programming. And then right here we can see the swirl. And right here Travis Scott uses the swirl imagery, right? And Drake also uses the swirl imagery right here in his video. Now, we both know that Travis Scott got with Kylie Jenner when she was still a minor. So do you see how he's openly promoting that lifestyle subliminally? This dude is demonic, bro. But people want to sit here and defend him and say it's not his fault. It's not his fault what happened. Leave Travis Scott alone. These people are so deranged that they want to sit there and defend these people. They could do. He could literally come out and say I'm a PD, and they still gonna defend him and buy his music. Oh man. So anyway, this is the PD symbol that he's openly showing you. And we already know he's into that kind of thing because he got with Kylie Jenner when she was a minor. He was having sex with a minor. Yeah. Anyway. So I think we're gonna just end it here. I've already showed you guys enough. Oh, this is one more thing I want to show you guys. This thing right here. Now, there was I believe it was a movie that was shown quite some time ago, right? And it had a title about hell. Give me a second. I'm on my phone. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys right now. Let's see. Okay, so the movie was called Harrowing of Hell. Okay, this is it right here. Actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't a movie, but it was an image. It was a painting. It was a work of art that was created by somebody, and it was called The Harrowing of Hell. This image, this painting, this portrait was called The Harrowing of Hell. Doesn't it look very, very similar to this? Look at that. Isn't that interesting? How it all ties so well together. The demonic symbolism. And then, of course, you can see the PD symbol right here. Very interesting. Well, I mean, there's no surprise it was called The Harrowing of Hell. Because those people that went to that concert, I don't want to say they were in hell, but I mean, pretty damn near it. There were demons all around them. There was a demonic dark presence. God was not there. That's for sure. You know, you think God's going to dwell in hell when people are thrown into the lake of fire after judgment? You think God's going to be there with them? Of course not. Of course not. I guarantee you that when things started getting bad, not one of these people got on their knees and started praying to Yahweh to fix it and to get rid of those demons. Even though all that spiritual wickedness was going on, God is greater than these spirits. He's greater than these demons. And he could have put a stop to all that chaos. But nobody thought to get on their knees and pray. To fight that spiritual wickedness. To destroy those demonic spirits. Things wouldn't have got as bad as they were if folks would have just started coming together and started praying. It's so crazy. 50,000 people can show up at a concert honoring the devil, honoring wickedness, honoring demonic spirits. But when people talk about, coming together in those numbers to actually truly worship God and study and pray, those numbers just don't add up. Insane. All right, continuing on. All right, it says, let's check out this one. It says, the ritual at Astroworld Fest happened 666 months and 6 days after the founding of the Church of Satan. Incidentally, Travis Scott's birthday. And right after Drake made a surprise appearance. Travis Scott and Drake were born 66 months and 6 days apart. Wow, wow, wow. The rabbit hole goes deep on this stuff, man. And then let's go right here. It says Travis Scott's Astroworld Ritual Sacrifice. Astroworld album release, August 8th, 2018. 3rd annual Astroworld Fest, November 5th, 2021. 3 years, 3 months, 3 days between them. 333, or 39 months and 3 days. 39 divided by 3 equals 13. Lots of threes. 8 died, and there's 8 people on the Astroworld cover. There's the numerology for you right there. My goodness. And you know what's also very interesting is this happened literally just a few days after Halloween, when the veil is the thinnest. This is why I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't celebrate no pagan, satanic holidays. I don't celebrate Christmas because Christmas is pagan. I don't celebrate Easter because Easter is pagan. I don't celebrate Halloween because it's a wicked, satanic day. The only holidays I celebrate are the biblical feast days, and I keep the Sabbath. I celebrate the holidays of the Most High Yahweh of Israel, but I don't celebrate no pagan stuff. Let's take a look at this.
Somebody jump in, come on.
Okay, I showed y'all that already. I'm Mr. Bodycatcher, Mr. Bodycatcher, Slaughter Gang Soul Snatcher, while they feed literal souls of the youth to the OVOW owl is pretty sick. Yeah, and I've already, like I said, I've talked about Drake. I talked about the owl and how the owl is always used in the occult and how the satanic hierarchy goes to Bohemian Grove every year and worship a large owl. It represents the secret knowledge of the occult, the secret knowledge of the Freemasons. It goes deep. Like I said, I've got plenty of videos if you're new to the channel on this kind of stuff. Whoa, look at that.
Where 8 people lost their life.
Look at that, y'all. The stage is actually an inverted cross. Look at this. Bro, oh my gosh. I'm gonna mute this because this clip is really loud. But look at that, y'all. It's literally an inverted cross that leads into hell. Look at this. Bruh. Look at that. That's insane. Wow. It's so blatant. It's so blatant. Do y'all see why I don't support these rappers? They're satanic. But anyway, I'm gonna end it right there. This, we got to get back to the video. I want to give out some closing statements. So let's get back to the video. We're going to go ahead and bring it home. I'm going to end the video showing you Travis Scott's response on Instagram, as well as his video response. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And we're going to bring... All right, now let's go ahead and let's take a look at Travis Scott's response to all that took place at his concert. Now, let's watch it first and I'll give you my take on it. All right, this is what he posted on his Twitter, and it says, "I'm absolutely devastated by what took place last night. My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened at Astroworld Festival. Houston PD has my total support as they continue to look into the tragic loss of life. I am committed to working together with the Houston community to heal and support the families in need. Thank you to the Houston Police Department and Fire Department at NRG Park for their immediate response and support. Love you all." Now, I'm not buying that. I don't even believe he wrote this. Okay, he probably had his lawyers write it up for him. See, it's always, you know, devastation when it comes to your money being affected and the backlash, because like I said, cancel Travis Scott is literally trending on Twitter right now. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at his video response. Now, his video response is very telling, which is probably why it took him so long to come out with one, because he didn't really feel that way, but his lawyers probably advised him to do it. Take a look at this bullcrap. You can tell he's not genuine, he's not sincere, and he doesn't give a damn. Take a look.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, you know, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, you know, help them get the help they need, you know? I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The City of Houston, HPD, Fire Department, you know, everyone to, you know, help us figure this out. So if you have any information, you know, please just contact your local authorities. Everybody continue to just keep your prayers. I mean, I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and just keep you guys informed on what's going on. I love you all.
I mean, that was literally like the worst apology I've ever seen that had no apology in it. I mean, he was constantly just rubbing his head, rubbing his eyes, rubbing his face. He couldn't even really make eye contact with the dang camera. I mean, nothing about that seemed genuine. It seemed more forced than anything. And he's talking about, I'm devastated. You watched it all go down and you literally did nothing. Travis, you literally did nothing. You could have done something, but you did nothing. You can stop a whole show when someone takes your shoe off, but you can't stop a show when people are dying and begging you to stop the show. You're devastated because you're about to lose a lot of money. People are about to sue the hell out of you, and rightfully so. Because if there would have been better planning into this event, if there would have been more security, they could have stopped the wild ones. You encouraged the wild ones. You incited the wild ones. You are to blame for this. That's just what it is. I don't care if people are your fans or not. Sometimes people could be a fanatic of someone so much that they refuse to call out their own BS. I've never been a fan of your music. I've never listened to Travis Scott's music. I don't care about Travis Scott. I don't listen to none of these dudes. But you know, accountability needs to be taken into, it needs to be taken in this situation. And the only way accountability will be taken is if you receive the backlash that you're currently receiving, you lose a whole lot of money. Because the problem with Travis Scott, and why I'm really not feeling sorry for him, is because he has a history of inciting violence. Take a look at this article right here. In 2017, Travis Scott was arrested for inciting violence. Twice he was arrested for inciting violence. So he's not learning a lesson. This is what I'm talking about. These celebrities think they can do whatever the hell they want, Because they got money, they could just pay it off and then go back and do the same thing. And because they got money, they can just keep doing stuff and get away with it. They need to be held accountable. They need to take responsibility for their actions. If I would have just been some regular schmegular rap artist, local rap artist that did the same thing and had nowhere near the money that Travis Scott had, do you think I'd be able to bounce back and do another concert without at least doing some sort of jail time and literally having that on my record forever? Do you think that promoters will be less likely to work with me because I have less money than him and they know about that situation that took place and word is going to get out? I'm going to lose money as a local artist simply because I did that and I don't have as much money as him to go to a club promoter and say, hey, yo, I want to perform my song here, or I want to perform my song there, if I were a local rap artist. Because he could have that kind of history, but because he got so much bank and there's so much money that they're going to make off of him performing at their venue, he's going to bring in that income, that he's going to bring in large numbers of people and money. They overlook the fact that he just doesn't care and he doesn't respect what the law says about this kind of thing. And I'm not going to just put it all on Travis, because there's many concerts where this kind of stuff happens. But this just got way out of hand. It got way out of hand. And there have been artists many times where this kind of thing was beginning to happen and the artist stopped the concert simply because they saw it. He did nothing. I can't say that enough. He did nothing. And he's got a history for this. He needs to be held accountable by all means necessary. If it means losing a lot of money, if it means being canceled and not being able to perform for a very, very long time, so be it. But this might just be the situation that could humble him. Maybe it might be that situation where he'll realize how evil this industry is and how much he played a role in it. Maybe it'll be that moment where he'll realize that he should seek God more and break away from this industry. It could really be one of those moments that could come from this. But it's not going to come without correction. Period. So anyway, that's all I got to say. This has been a very long documentary. We're an hour and 32 minutes in. I think I'm going to go ahead and close it out here. I might probably do an artist exposed series on Travis Scott. I was thinking about doing it with this, but this video would be way too long. And I just kind of wanted to stay focused on just this event in itself. But I hope this just helped you guys see that these artists are just not of God. And they're godless. And they might talk about God, they might talk about praying, but believing and living for God is one thing, and just saying you know God is another. Anybody can lie, anybody can make stuff up, but what kind of changes are you making in your life to please God? Do you care more about what the world is offering you more than what God can give you? Are you willing to sacrifice the things that you've been doing for so long to please God? I don't see that from Travis Scott. I don't see it with Kanye. I don't see it with Marilyn Manson or none of these sellouts. So anyway, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'm trying to, get bigger on this YouTube thing. I had 2 other channels that have been shadow banned, so help your boy out, man. I got more documentaries on the way. It's your boy TTP. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Make sure to give your life to the one and only Yahweh of Israel by believing in his son, Yahshua HaMashiach, the one and only Messiah. I love you guys. God bless. Shalom.